Hey, good evening all, and welcome to another tlog. I can't know what we're going to call these vlogs, tlogs. So I was going to just go through some quick updates, usual kind of thing of what has been happening in my testing world at least, and look forward to you sharing your thoughts on what's happened in your day. Looking at the papers page of the website here, we added, we being Marios and I, a colleague I'm working with at the moment, we added a new paper on an approach to project sizing and complexity, but using sort of applying an agile flavour to the sizing and the definition, identification and enumeration of complexity. One of the problems that we had on a recent engagement was that we were following, the team generally I should say, were following an idea of that we'd look at the total number of test cases and try and work out sort of average figure for authoring and execution of those test cases, and then come up with a duration and a schedule. And of course that doesn't factor in the complexity of the test cases themselves. So complexity, as soon as we say complexity, we say, well, what do you mean by complexity? What aspects are there around complexity? And I think for test leads, test managers, project managers, this is a key element to consider. We have to say, okay, I know the raw number of test cases or test conditions or requirements, whatever it is, that I have to do some work with. But what's involved in doing that work? What is it? When I'm sat with my fingers at the keyboard, what is it I'm going to have to do? What systems am I going to work with? What problems am I going to face? And that is the complexity. And you need to be able to recognize that, define it. So when you look, say, at a test case that you're going to automate or a bunch of conditions that you're going to script, you need to be able to say, I can recognize complexity. I can see what complexity looks like in terms of number of systems interfaced with, total number of steps, maybe something as simple as that. Whether it's got data input, data output, whether you have to do validation, and so on. If you think about the test cases that you work with day to day, or again requirements or test cases that you're going to automate, you can think of many conditions. And in the paper, what we're saying is, instead of having a very, say, immature way of saying number of test cases equals duration, and knowing that it's wrong, or leaping all the way to a fully agilistic, complex way of estimating, including team factors, team skill levels, previous velocities, throughput levels, number of defects found, and therefore expected. You may not even have that data. Instead of going all that way, looking at something in the middle, looking at just saying, how can we look at the raw numbers, but also say, what's the level of effort hidden in there, and therefore coming up with a more meaningful duration. I think this is probably, of the various papers on the site, this is one of those that if you're an aspiring tester, test lead, test manager, you need to read this paper. This is the kind of thing that you need to get up to speed with. Almost, I'm just looking down here at the rest of the papers, and software test metrics you would need to be aware of. Configuring test environments maybe, but right at the top, the thing you will be asked for day to day, at the start of every project, during every project, is how are you estimating? How do you know how long it's going to take? So grab a copy of this paper. It's in PDF here. Just hit the link and download it, and have a read through. It's only 7 pages. I think it's like 5 pages of stuff. It's table, contents, and introduction. And leave a comment on the blog, which will be tricky. I don't think this is a blog paper. Maybe I'll throw a blog up, but you can also email me, of course. Our emails and LinkedIn profiles are in this paper. So that's a new thing that we've put up recently, paper 21 here, an approach to project sizing and complexity, again with an agile flavour, agilistic-ish flavour. Remember, it's meant to be a little bit of middle ground. You're in a team that hasn't been estimating in a perhaps robust way, and you just want to take the next step. Have a read of this paper. I think that will include it. And again, always feel free to grab the papers here or grab the templates. Now on the blog, which I'm sure we'll have a look at in a second. I wrote a piece there about managing, in fact let's just open it up as a prompt, managing knowledge transfer sessions, and on the website I've put a couple of templates here that will help you in managing knowledge transfer sessions. And knowledge transfer sessions could be knowledge transfer between the SME and the tester. The manual tester and the automation team and the support team. Could be anywhere. Knowledge transfer is an inherent part of what we do. So again, hit the blog. There it is. Have a look. Have a look at the post on managing knowledge transfer sessions. You can leave your comments on the blog, obviously, and also grab the templates. Grab the templates from the site. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rearrange these template areas somewhat so that we've got team packs, recruitment packs, reporting packs, and just try and start grouping the templates under here in a little bit more of a logical manner. So actually, one thing I've got a note here, in fact here we are. When we're writing the papers and writing the templates, I try and stick to a style. It's just an almost informal style, and I recommend that whenever you're on site or you're in a consultancy engagement, that you try and adopt a style for your documentation. So in fact, let's just let's open one of these. Some of the PDF. And so by style I mean the font size and colour and the font face. The fact that tables, the header cells are of a specific colour and they're bold. Where you need to include information is always in angle brackets, etc. Right? So adopting a style is pretty good, and recently is pretty good. It's pretty. I think it's vitally important to look polished and professional. The CIA Style Guide has recently been leaked, and if you grab it from this link, I'll put this link in the description. In fact, you can just Google it, CIA Style Guide, you'll find it. Grab a copy of the Style Guide. What some people have done is to list out sort of key things here, but it's well worth a read. If you've never seen a professional style guide before, you definitely should be reading this. Let me say it again. As a testing and technology professional, having professionally produced documentation, which is often the only thing people see, having that professionally produced is a great idea. So adopt a style, and here is a way. Okay, while we're still on the website stuff that I want to look at, don't forget that here we are, 30th of July. When is the 30th of July? So Wednesday, 30th of July. You've got a couple of weeks yet. London Tester Gathering at the Shooting Star. Always well attended. Good to get on there. This is the link on Agile Testing meetup page. Again, I'll put a link in the description for this video. Definitely go here. Friendly crew. Very informal. Drinks behind the bar. Couple of talks, and then you can just have a chat to the rest of the test professionals that are there. Definitely worthwhile. Tony does a great job in organising that, and the sponsors, put money behind the bar and just oil the wheels of the conversation. In fact, we've got a bunch of pictures here as well. As you can see, it's a pub. Don't recognise anyone immediately there. Never mind. Now, where is the Shooting Star? This is Liverpool Street Station, right? You may recognise it if you're familiar with the area. And look here, this is the exit to Liverpool Street Station. Right, you've got the main exit over here where the statues are, and you've got the side exit here. So as you come out the side exit, you're going along here, you're looking for Nando's, and the Shooting Star is just on the corner here. That's where the Shooting Star is. So if you're in central London, thereabouts, that's where the Shooting Star is. So be sure to just wander over, just wander in, go downstairs, you'll be greeted warmly. It's definitely worth a visit. Now on where are you, Twitter? On Twitter, I made a comment to, in fact, Testing Ref, to go to ministryoftesting.com testing feeds, and here we go. So Ministry of Testing is part of the Software Testing Club, and what this is an RSS feeds. Thank you. Feeds aggregator. So if you're looking for blogs to read, this is a great place to go. And somewhere along here, Oh, and even find looking for jobs. Look, you will see. He says, here we are. So here's my blog. So every time I post on my blog, it gets picked up here. You know, a few minutes, a few hours later. So I'm sure you'll recognise some of these posts on here. I post reasonably frequently. So be sure to visit Testing Feeds blog. Testing Feeds website if you want to read over more blogs than just myself. There are obviously a lot of good blogs out there. That's a fact. Now, on YouTube, I've started to add more of the Ruby basics. I'm going to do number 12. We're going to do nested if statements next, so be sure to look out for that. I'm going to try and record it tonight, but it probably will be Monday now. And I'll also put more of these little vlogs, little clogs up, just to let you know what's going on in the testing world. And I'll lift out some interesting content, some other conversations that we've had, some other conversations that have happened, about what I was talking to a colleague today about explicit reporting, so that, again, the people you work with are absolutely clear what is the testing status, what are the facts and figures, and so on. We had an interesting conversation about junior testers in the UK market and the impact of not just Indian offshoring now, but India, China, Vietnam and others, and what that means career-wise. So in the next video, little chatette video like this, I'll share some of my experiences about where the industry has gone since I started and where I think it's going and what you might want to focus on. Okay, so hey, let's leave it there. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and chat to you next time.